Hi, my name is Rainey Johannessen, and I'm reading an excerpt from What Katy Did by Coolidge. The way to paradise was through some wooden bars. Katy and Cece climbed these with a hop, skip, and a jump, while the smaller ones scrambled underneath. Once past the bars, they were fairly in the field, and, with one consent, they all began to run till they reached the entrance of the woods. Then they halted, with a queer look of hesitation on their face. It was always an exciting occasion to go to paradise for the first time after the long winter. Who knew what the fairies might have done since any of them had been there to see? "Which path shall we go by?" asked Clover at last. "Suppose we vote," said Katy. "I say the Pilgrim's Path and the Hill of Difficulty." "So do I," chimed Clover, who always agreed with Katy. "The Path of Peace is nice," suggested Katy. No, we want to go by Sassafras Path," cried Johnny and Dory. However, Katy, as usual, had her way. It was agreed that they should first try Pilgrim's Path and afterward make a thorough exploration of the whole of their little kingdom and see all that had happened since they were there. So in they marched, Katy and Cece heading the procession, and Dory, with his great trailing bunch of bows, bringing in the rear. "Oh, there's our dear Rosary, all safe!" cried the children, as they reached the top of the hill and came upon the tall stump, out of the middle of which waved a wild rose bush, budded over with fresh green eaves. This Rosary was a fascinating thing to their minds. They were always inventing stories about it and were in constant terror lest some hungry cow should take a fancy to the rose bush and eat it all up. "Yes, Katy," said, stroking a leaf with her finger. "It was in great danger one night last winter, but it escaped." "Oh, how? Tell us about it," cried the others, for Katy's stories were famous in the family. "It was Christmas Eve," continued Katy in a mysterious tone. "The fairy of the Rosary was quite sick. She had taken a dreadful cold to her head, and the poplar tree fairy just over there told her that sassafras tea is good for colds. So she made a large acorn cup full and then cuddled herself in where the woods looked so black and soft and fell asleep. In the middle of the night, when she was snoring soundly, there was a noise in the forest, and a dreadful black bull with fiery eyes galloped up. He saw her poor Rosy Posy, and, opening his big mouth, he was going to bite her in two. But at that minute, a little fat man with a wand in his hand popped up from behind the stump. It was Santa Claus, of course. He gave the bull such a rap with his wand that he mooed dreadfully, and then put his forepaw up to see if his nose was on or not. He found it was, but it hurt him so that he mooed again and galloped off as fast as he could into the woods. Then Santa Claus waked up the fairy and told her that if she didn't take better care of Rosy Posy, he should put some other fairy into her place and set her to keep guard over prickly, scratchy blackberry bush. "Is there really a fairy?" asked Dory, who had listened to the narrative with his mouth open. "Of course," answered Katy. Then bending downward toward Dory, she added in a voice intended to be of wonderful sweetness, "I am a fairy, Dory." "Psh," was Dory's reply. "You're a giraffe. Even Pa says so." That will be it. Thank you.